Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Australian report for Tuesday, September the 13th, and starting with the ASX here. So we've come up rather sharply, haven't we? Like, it looks really kind of bullish in that space, but I think that it will slowly slow down. Well, it's going to spend some time at the 7,000 above and below there for a session or two. I don't think our short trade is going to be today. I think there's still another little push to the upside here, but this move to the downside here really plays out as an overlapping wave structure here. So it's very difficult to call this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to the upside. 1 and 2 perhaps, and 1 and 2 perhaps. That's possible. So we'll keep an eye on that. But what we're doing with the US markets, this is just the SPY here, a bit like the S&P, the ETF. So we're looking at an A and a B, and then 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for third, fourth. And so we've got one more move to the upside. But you can see the length of wave 1 here, which is longer than wave 3. So we should see wave 5 come up here to the 4-2. So we're going to see that push up higher. So that just simply means that if the US is going to push up, then we're going to be pushing up as well. But at the same time, we will also be spending some time here as well. So we may not go as far as the US markets. So one of the interesting things here too is that we're at the 7,000. So we can expect the market to fluctuate across this. And if we allow it to mature a little bit, then we'll be able to see at the end of the day when this becomes the resistance and when we should be shorting here for this. This particular larger pattern here, as I mentioned before, we could also have this as wave 2 up here coming down for a sharper wave 3 at that point there as well. So we'll just see how that goes. Is it possible to put this B wave over here? Somebody mentioned as well, and I thought, well, that was a good thing. That was a good thing to note as well. So we'll see about that. I mean, to me, this is corrective here, you know. So whatever happens in this space is corrective. So I've got to kind of stay with that. But the B wave over here as the ABC here is quite a good call actually. But we'll go there if necessary after we see the US push up and the Nasdaq and the Russell and the DJ and the US stocks all doing the same thing as I just explained with the SPY there. So let's just cruise in here, and I'll need to just adjust things along the way here a little bit. So in this instance here, we can put the B wave up here somewhere and the C wave up here. I'm thinking that we're going to sort of do a little thing here, little dance here, and then move up here. And this is kind of what I want to see on the short side here. I want to see, I mean, there's lots of opportunities sort of everywhere, but we want to kind of see that locked under here. That will be the setup for the short trade to the downside at that point. Well, one of them anyway. You know, it doesn't. We don't have to wait that long. We'll be able to do a better job than that. But yeah, so we're at the 61.8%, which is important, but the 7,000 is more important than that. But that helped us in our target of where we should be going up to, and we're there, and we've gone up in a pretty straight line, I have to say. It's pretty nice. Let's see how it falters. But as we had swings all across here, it's really going to put a lot of pressure on this here, and we haven't seen any of this corrected. So I think that just be a little bit mindful about what you do in this space, and don't overtrade in this space as well. Just be a little bit careful. So we don't need that box. We're looking for that to move up here a little bit further, and I'm going to have to rearrange this here. I'm going to put wave B over here, I'm going to put wave 1 here, and we're going to put wave 4 over here, we're going to put wave 3 here, and we're going to put wave 5 over here somewhere, and we should be looking at something like this here with this. Now I could certainly put this into a bullish pattern as well, but that's all good for me. I can see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, so that's the top of a third and fourth here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that would be just for folks that are counting, because I probably won't count the intraday in the other ones at this stage, today anyway. And this will be 1 in, whoops a daisy, that will be 1 there and 2 there. So I just need to double check that shortly, but looking at something like that. So yeah, that's it. So we're looking for another push to the upside. I mean, this wave one wasn't very long, do you know what I mean? So this one doesn't have to be that long either for that. A little bit different, but we'll see how that sort of plays out at that point. And the 100 ticks, I haven't cleaned this up, sorry about this, but we were looking for it to head up into that direction yesterday. I just need now to so how does 1,000 look? 2,000. Yeah, so this here as 1 and 2 and 3 here is just not making any sense, so I'm going to rearrange this here as well. So that will be over there, and I'll take that, put that over there. We'll put this here as a B wave here and a C wave up here. And so we should be kind of looking for this to top out shortly. I don't need a lot of this here, so I'm just going to clean this up here. Can't have too many objects on the chart. I want to keep those guys. Wasn't quite right. That's 1 and 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a third wave there, so there's still a little bit more to go in here. So it could be that we have something like this here. It won't even be that high. It'll just be another little push up. I must have counted that. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's overlapping there. Maybe I can't use that. Maybe I need to look at that as a B wave in there. Just have a look inside of that. That's 1, 2, 3 there. So do we look at that as 1 and 2? I guess we have to at that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, I won't worry too much about it at this particular point in time, but we can expect the market higher at that stage. That doesn't really suit there. That's 5 waves there, that's 5 there, but what's that? That doesn't count very well, just looking at things. Yeah, so anyway, I'll have to do some work on this, but I think for today, you could probably go long above this top here. It looks like a little impulse wave here, and keep the stop under here. That will get you up there somewhere. It should take out that top at least. So Tuesday's got a habit of, in the bullish weekly cycle, of profit taking and then pushing up for the day. So just be careful about that, okay? And then Wednesday's much the same, but Wednesday's more of a down in the morning, up in the afternoon, a bit more accentuated, you know, and Thursday's normally the bear day in a bullish weekly cycle. So just keep that in mind as well. And moving over to CBA for a moment, the banks. This move in here, it appears to be sort of corrective because it's been sort of, you know, it got some highs and lows in there that overlap. But we should still push up today, and but we're not interested in shorting it. We're not interested in going long. But because the S&P and all that, and the US banks need to push up again as well. So yeah, if I just this is the US, this is JP here, but Goldman's and BAC the same. So we've got a wave 4 and wave 5 to go up there. So I'm thinking got an A and a B and a C for this and then up. So our banks can do much the same as well. Yeah, just having a look at BAC here. So it looks like it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So an A and a B. So just be careful about that. This is kind of where we are. You know, this is what the markets are doing, really. You know, so just keep that in mind. So some sort of bit more rally here for this, and before we see any more downside for CBA. Okay, to the gold market. So with US spot golds, I just bear with me for a second. I just got to get my list on the side here that I need to go through and do things in certain order. It's not quite the order, but let's look at this anyway. So there's two things that can be done here. We're looking at, well, we definitely know this is corrective. That's not a problem. And then we're looking at this as wave 1 and 2. And then we'll look at this as 1 and 2. Now, I'll just go and have a look at that on the, maybe 50 ticks is enough. It's enough, yeah. So, okay, so we can count this together. So we could look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, couldn't we? So an impulse here, some sort of corrective wave here, consolidation here and here. So it's definitely 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and some sort of ABC here. So we've got 1 and 2, and then we can see that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So this is a strong third wave here, isn't it? So that means that we've got a fourth wave and a fifth wave here. Now that would be in line with stock as well. So ETF is stock anyway. So we could look at this here as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to that point there with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in it. So as a wave 2 at that point, we can come to 26 or 26.50. So was that back on the daily chart? I think 26.50. So that's still okay. I'm thinking 26.50. 26.50 is the lower end of group 2 when we talk about 8 here. You know, we've got 5 and 8, and then we talk about 8, we talk about group 2, so 26.50, 27.20 at that point. But I think the 26 is good, but can push it. Oh well, we can't really take it any further than that, because we'll be taking that top out. And if we do take that top out, right? If we do take that top out, this top here rather, then this can't be wave 1 and 2 at that point. Then we'll have to have another look to see if we can look at this as wave 1 here and 2 here, and then look at this as wave 3 here, as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave, and bring the low in here for that. Or do we need to look at all of this as wave 1? I think that's kind of what we're doing on the, it still brings us up to the 61.8%. Here, let's just, even if that was, even if this all was wave 1 down here, I'm just thinking out loud to myself, but even if that was all wave 1 to that point, then we still, that pattern that we just looked at as the A, the B, and the C going up to 26 or 26.50, we can't go past the top of that, you know, because we were looking at that pattern as the A wave, the B wave, and then we had 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we're looking for wave 5 to go up. So once we've got wave 5, anything above that, and we would have to be bullish at that point. So we'll wait for that to top out, and that would be in line with the banks and the stock market and all the rest. We'll wait for that, and then anything past that, and then we can turn bullish in gold. Okay, so we just need to be sure to be sure. So, and that would also give us 5 waves up at that point. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't go long straight away. We can't just do that. We'll have to wait for the ABC to come back again, and then we can move in based on those 5 waves there. I don't think this is going to be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here for wave 4 and then come down. Possible. Do get expanded flats in wave 4. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But normally you can kind of get a bit of an idea about that. I mean, we got one here, didn't we? No, we didn't. Sometimes you get sort of recurring patterns in things. So anyway, a bit of a shooting the breeze there on that. Let's see, that wasn't supposed to be there, that GDX. But okay, look, we've spoken about GDX. So I don't need to speak about that. But we will look at US spot gold and Newcrest. But I think we're just doing the iron ore thing here. So let's just have a look at Right, so yesterday with the iron ore, we noted that we're pushing up. We first of all had that. Not when I see a nice clean bounce like that here in any market, like just like touch it and going, then it's always it's always a perky little sort of thing that's going to push further. Now, yesterday's bar didn't go up very far at all, so I'm assuming that this would be like some sort of impulse wave and a correction. So here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So I could push up a little bit further, but we don't have 5 waves up off the low here just yet. But that's what we're kind of looking for, that as an A and a B and a C for wave 4 here and then down. So, but anyway, we can expect the iron ore stocks to push up. I also just wanted to have a look at some of the other things, like nickel has pushed up really quite nicely, but we knew that from yesterday because we got this this is a corrective pattern. You could put it in a different way. I'll put it as an A and a B and a C. I always like to go A, B, C, but it's corrective, so that top will be taken out. But what we'll look for here in the bigger picture as well is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we basically want to look for a classic trading levels pattern up here. So in a way, we'll be looking for, if you're not long already, then we're going to be looking, I'm over dramatizing this here, but going long here would take the fact away that this can be an A wave, because it's not the best 5 wave structure here, by the way. A B wave, because it's rather big for a wave 2, yeah, and then a wave C here for this. So we could have this as a C wave here, as a corrective wave here. So we want to get, basically we want to be able to move past, we want to be able to move past this 5 wave structure here to go further up here, because then we'll have a bullish pattern. It's just that this is not presenting the best best wave 1 here, and the best wave 2. The wave 2 is really big, so it just looks like an ABC. So we just need to be a little bit careful about that. And this brings me to copper as well. With copper here, we've got 5 waves up here for wave 1, and we're looking at this as an ABC for wave 2. Yesterday we talked about this a little bit here and asked ourselves, would this, can this be an impulse wave down with an A wave, a B wave and a C wave coming into that top there? So once we take out that top there, then we'll have 5 waves up here. And if we have 5 waves up here, then we'll have an ABC back here again. So then we'll be able to bring this down and put it here, or we could buy in the box here. We'll put that in there and turn that green if we take out that top, If we take out that top, and leave us with 5 waves there, then we can look to go long in copper. And of course, that's important for any copper stocks as well. I also just want to have a quick look at silver as well. So silver, we talked about having wave 4 here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here of 5, and possibly moving up higher. It has moved up really quite strong here. I could label this an impulse wave, or I could label it a corrective wave. If it was a corrective wave, we can look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we still need, this could be an A wave, a B wave, 1, 2, 3, and 4 here, and then 5 here for this, and then come down here. But if we get another move up here, that will give us 5 waves at that point. So that's something that we're looking at, because at the moment, this particular structure here would be in line with the S&P 500 and the stocks and all the rest of it as an A wave, a B wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave here, So that can be here. So we don't know if we're going to put that as wave 2, or we'll put this as wave 1 up here and come back for wave 2 here and then go up. So it will be a dance across here. We'll just allow it to be. If that is wave 1, then we've got a long way to go up here, which will be fantastic. And the US dollar index has got 5 waves down from the top now as well. So we're trying to look at things. So US spot gold here, like just mentioned with, it's possible to have the low in here with wave 5 over here with this. and have wave 1 here and ABC for wave 2. It hasn't breached this low yet, but what I was curious about is that, I mean, it doesn't count, you can count this in different ways here, but I just don't like spikes, you know. So you could look at this as an A and a B and a C down to here, or you could look at it as 5 waves down. If it is 5 waves down, we're looking for wave 2 here, like we're doing with US spot gold, as 1 here, as GDX rather, as 1 here and 2 here, and then go down. I'm not convinced about you know, being in a bullish move from here, but we are getting the US dollar coming down in 5 waves, which is going to strengthen all the commodities. It's just how far that's going to go. I didn't have I didn't have Newcrest up there. I'm a bit all over the place this morning, but we shall get there in the end. Newcrest mining. So this will be the same for Newcrest mining as well here. I still like the idea of the wave 3 here with the ABC for 4, down for 1, back for 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. Now, as wave 3 down here, we can still look at this as wave 4. It can come back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. We know that looking at GDX, which will be these stocks like Barrick and Newcrest, they create that. So we know we've got one more little move like that. So let's just see what happens after that and see if it pulls down. I'll see how high it goes, if it's going to be a wave 4, or we need to look at this as 1 and 2 at this point. Definitely not ready to go long on this just yet. Okay, so that's where that is. So the interesting thing about the US dollar here is, like yesterday when we talked about this, well, first of all, we counted 5 waves down here. We're trying to think if we've got a top in place here. That's the thing. And even getting 5 waves down here, as I mentioned, is not enough, because we could get this as an A wave here, a B wave here, and then a C wave here, and then move up from that point. And that means when we get to this point and this moves up again from here, then all those commodities can push down again, you know. So we need, you know, to confirm things in a bigger picture. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down. Get this 5 waves down, then we'll get a counter trend, and then we'll get another 5 down. So that puts it in a different space at that point, you know. But one step at a time. And yesterday we were, well, over the last couple of days, we were looking down at 1 here and 2 here, and then counting all this out here for 3, and looking at this as either wave 4 or wave 2 up here. So it panned out to be wave 4, didn't overlap wave 1, and then we can come down for wave 5 here. I don't know if that's going to be 1 and 2 in here. I need to put wave 5 over here. But anyway, the interesting thing, the good news here is that we do have 5 waves here, so we will see a correction and then another 5 down. So that's going to be good. And yeah, so I don't know about that just yet. We'll see if that is still a little correction in there. That could push up from there. Look, if it pushes up from there, well then if it takes out these tops here and pushes up here, then we'll look at that wave 5 being in that low being in place here for that. But if it comes down here first, then that's good too. It'll be nicer if it comes down here, then it'll just sort of finish everything off, and it'll also give us some setups for for other markets, for the pound and the euro and the Australian dollar in that regard. And here's the Aussie here. I've missed out the other. I've got to go back and do the stocks. Sorry about that. The good news for the Australian dollar here, as the US dollar's got 5 waves going down, we've got 5 waves moving up here for this. So that means that we're going to have, it looks like we could look at this as 1 and 2 in here, and then 3 in here, this nice third wave to here, or maybe even to here. I'm not really fussed about this at the moment. But what we want over here, it's like that US dollar, we couldn't really get the low on it properly, but it doesn't really matter because we're just waiting for this ABC to come back. This is the one that we want here. So we can't go long here. You can go short if you wanted to, but because we got 5 off the low here, then it's a better move to push up higher here. And yesterday we looked at the daily chart here just to look at a bigger, weirder picture here for the Australian dollar, because if the US dollar has got a top in place, then that will be the low here. And we ended up with 3 waves down here, 3 waves up here. This is in 5 waves for this. I have to rearrange this here, I guess. But yeah. But anyway, that could be the low. And the funny thing here is we've got 5 waves up here. But the thing is I don't want to call it in just yet, because we could actually get 3 waves back, 5 waves up, and then across down again after that. Do you know what I mean? So what we need here is we need a stronger 5 waves to take us up here a little bit higher, as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 up here. That would be stronger, because then we'll get a larger ABC pattern, and then we can go up further at that point. So but we can take advantage of all the little moves. Just pointing out that we'll just keep using this as a bit of a reference, and I'll rearrange this to make it a bit more acceptable. Yeah, so could be looking quite good. I mean, yeah, still a bit iffy, because we could even just get 5 waves up to this point and then come down again here as an A and a B and a C here for that, and then bring this X wave across here for that as well. So yeah, still a bit to do. We've got to get clarity on that US dollar. But before we go and have a look at stocks, we just want to have a look at the Aussie 2-year government yields here. So this is much the same as the 10-year yields for the US with the wave 4 here. It does appear we got 5 waves to that point, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to that point. So we've either got 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and then going up for 5. And if that is the case, because we've got 3 waves here so far, so we could actually come down here for a wave 4 at this point, and then move up at that stage. Or if we get, if we do see a little bounce here to give us that 5th wave, then we'll have an ABC coming back here, and then we'll push up at that point. So they're the pathways. As you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So it could be a B wave here, or wave 3 and 4 here. Don't know just yet, but it will play out. I mean, if you're trading this, you can nice setup on this level here. You can go long above any of these highs here. Okay, so we want to have a quick look. I'll come back to this one and have a look at that in a moment. We want to have a look at Fortescue that pushed up really quite high. So it did go higher on lower volume, and it's in line with the stock market. We'll just see if this is, I mean, it has made a low here, so I could put wave C in over here, but I just wanted to see how this is going to play out here in line with the stocks as well. So it's at 61.8%, so we'll just leave that for the time being. Rio was a little bit more interesting for me at this stage. So yeah, so this is interesting. We've either got the same as gold here. We either need to put this wave 4 and 5 in here as finished, or we need to look at this as wave 1 down here. And 2. We can look at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. I just need to give this some more time. I mean, to call a low in the market, you really need to have a nice looking impulse wave, and we don't have that just yet. Let's just have a look at BHP. Also looking for that. We'd counted down here. Did that actually make a low there? No, it didn't. So that's why I'm kind of on this. I mean, it can be a truncated sort of 5th wave, if you like. But wave 2's are swift and sharp, and we could look at this as an A and a B and a C wave up here in line with the stock market. So I just want to give this a bit more time. If we get a classic trading level pattern on here, and we can count a nice impulse wave up, well, then we'll look at that. But otherwise, we'll need to just let this be for a moment, and just let it Yeah, I mean, you know where the S&P and the Nasdaq and all that are. So, I mean, with the Nasdaq here, we're just looking at wave 3, 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish off up here for this. So, yeah, we've just got to just give all these a little bit of time before we rush in. And the other point here is the lithium stocks. So let me just have a look at the lithium stocks. So CXO is the first one. So we bunched all these stocks into two categories. There's category 1, which is this one, where we've got everything is kind of just moving along steady. We've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we'll go up for 5 here. We're not worried about the 5th wave because we're more interested in once the top does come in. I'm not even interested in finding the top in these ones because we're waiting for the A, the B and the C to come back. Then we can look at that bullish move at that point, you know. But we also need to understand too that this is wave 3, 4 here. So this is not going to be that, you know, this could pull back to, you know, it could be quite a bigger move here in this case, coming back to this wave 4. But we can't go long here, you know, unless this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, taking that top out, and then back as 1 and 2 and 3 to the upside. So we'll see how that goes. And this is pretty clear here as well. This is a good case here for this in that if we don't make a new high above here, this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, typical 4th wave and the 5th wave here. So in this case, you know, wherever that top is going to be, then we can look at this here being an ABC pattern here and then going up from there. So this is a good, because it hasn't taken that top out, it leaves us with this, you know, more potential to the upside, but we have to wait for the pullback. It's simple as that. So this is also in category 1. This is in category 2 where they're just screaming to the upside. Like I said, you can trade these up here. They still need to go higher. This will be 1, 2, 3 and 4 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to go up here. It'll hit the 5 and it will pull back as well. And so you can trade that up. This is also in that category as well, where it's just going to keep, this one's a little bit different. It's going to continue to climb even higher, because I have to put, if that's the low, I need to look at that as the low, and then I need to look at that as 1 and 2 here, and 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3. So there'll be 4, 5. So we're looking for the 3rd wave up here, the 4th wave here, and then the 5th wave up here. So this one here is slightly different. It's going to just continue to push up. IGO, this one here, we're looking for a top here. I figured it will come in around the top here. We can see that it was strong here, and then this gapped up here, but the range was quite small when it actually traded, so it was a bit of a rush to get in. And then the next day, yesterday, was even smaller, so we've got diminishing ranges on that. Can we get the volume in on this? Where's the volume come in on this? Is it under an indicator or something? Volume. Yeah, we can see that all the indicators go. Okay. Anyway, that was up on lower volume anyway. So, and then min here as well. So I'm not sure about this one. I'll just need to ponder this one a little bit more, because it looked like it had 1, 2 here. I'll probably 1, 2 again. It looks like it could keep on going, you know. But anyway, the lithium stocks are looking quite good at that point. But once again, this yesterday, you know, it had that, you know, the day that it gapped, it struggled. It's like everybody's gotten in and there's no more people to get in. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's sort of like that. So, and I can see that. So we have to wait for the right setup. We need this trend, you know, corrected in one way or another. It'll probably get me wrong, and it'll probably push up to the 80, but then we'll have to catch it up at the 80 at that point. But it does look like we've got 1 and 2 here, and then we're gapping into a 3rd wave here, but I'm not seeing the follow through on that. So I'll just stay with this being a 5th wave top here in line with the other markets. Alrighty, I'll leave it all at that. I'm sorry to jump around so much. I didn't have it quite sort of panned out and organized as I normally do. Highly organized person. Laugh a lot at that. Yeah. So I think the takeaway today for the resources, generally speaking, is that the US dollar index has an impulse wave down from the top, which means that there's going to be lower US dollar. There'll be more money coming into the commodity side, and the Australian dollar is a commodity dollar, so that will push higher. So yeah, good for everything else just about. Okay, cheers.